welcome to my Scrappin' Space. I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin, and I'm here to share with you something new from the new 24-25 annual catalog. Let's get my face out of the way and let's do some creating. So our new catalog is new in so many ways. It has new product, but it's organized differently, and it includes a lot of crafting tips and got ideas. It's really a crafting resource. But one of the things they did was they organized it by crafting experience. So they have a section called Step-by-Step Crafting, Quick and Easy Options, and Creativity Your Way. Creativity Your Way is probably what you would think of with a Stampin' Up catalog, with what you've seen in the past. I'm going to focus on quick and easy options in this video, and this is one of the products they have there. So you're looking at this product and you're thinking, Joni, they've always had beautiful papers. Why is this a new product? Let me show you. So if you're following along in a catalog, and if you don't have a catalog, reach out to your Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I'd be happy to help with that. I'm on page 28 and 29, and we're going to talk about frames and flowers, which there's so many wonderful things in this catalog. It would be easy to overlook this, and you don't want to do that. So look at this beautiful paper. Now, unlike typical paper packs, you're going to get one of each of the prints I'm showing you. They're 12 by 12, but you get so much more. But look at this paper. Doesn't this just like say, I want to create with you? And on the back is a fun, smaller print. I love that when you can kind of take a big print and a small print. Here's a slightly smaller print. And on the back is a solid. And we're going to skip by this for a minute because there's one more beautiful print down here. So there's 3 pieces of paper. And this is the one we're using today. But besides the paper, there's all these beautiful die cuts. So there's so much here that would be easy to miss. So these are more like, they're not 4 by 6. Let's quick measure one and see what they are. And they just pull out. They are 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. So they'd work great on a card front. They could just be a card front. But they can do more than that. But wait, there's more. You pop out the center of many of them. Isn't that beautiful? You could put a sentiment in there. If you were a scrapbooker, you could put a picture in there. You could put a picture in there and put it on a card front, and someone like me, Gigi, would love to get a picture of one of our littles like that. Well, I'd take a picture anyway, but yes, so much you can do with these. They could be a backdrop for your cards. So you have 6 of these, and they're all different, which is kind of fun. And you have one sheet that looks like this. And again, now I know some of you creative types would say, don't recycle that. I'm going to use it. I'm going to recycle it. Okay, so I wanted you to see these, because then once you pop these out, whoa, and this is another frame. I love frames. They're great for sentiments. They're wonderful for pictures. They're great for layering. Okay, you still have this other piece in the middle. Like someone who was designing this thought, I know paper crafters, they use every single scrap. So you have that. Then look at this. These are so beautiful. 1, 2 sheets of die cuts. And folks, I'm just gonna look and see. There's a couple, no, there's no repeats, none at all. None at all. They're beautiful. Some of them have places you can, stamp on, and they stamp beautifully. I'll show you what I stamped on them. You have pieces you can layer. These are just stunning. And look at these corners. Now, I think scrapbooking, but you could probably do other things with them, but in the corner of a scrapbook page, oh my gosh, this would be so easy to overlook in a catalog. And then you're going to see someone make a card with it, and you're like, how did I miss that? And I don't want you to miss it. I'm watching out for you, so I'm sharing it today. I could pop out every piece here and tell you how you might want to use it, but I'm going to show you a card instead, because you can probably figure out how you want to use it. Now, here's the other thing I would say with you, though. If you've seen some of my earlier videos, you know I'm a big fan of using the stamp cases. I'm going to pop these out and put them in a stamp case because there's no way they're going to stay in there for me. But let's look at a card. I'm just going to gently move this. And this is a card I made with them. It's so easy. Look at that. How pretty is that? Someone's going to get that card from you and think, that is one talented card maker. And we won't tell that most of the work was already done for you. So here are the pieces I used to make that card. I used a new embossing folder, so we'll talk about that. I used the eyelet embossing folder. Of course, we're going to put some paper on our envelope because we're not sending a beautiful card in a naked envelope. And I stamped, look how beautifully that stamps on. I stamped Best Birthday Wishes, and I took that from Poised Peony. Peony? Yes. I remember, I'm not the flower person. And it has 3 sentiments and some beautiful flowers. So you could stamp one of these on your envelopes. And you can find that stamp set right here. One of the things that you'll notice in this new catalog is it's less a list of everything we have, because we have a lot of great stuff and it's hard to contain it in one catalog and it changes. So it gives you a product and then a coordinating product next to it. So it's, yes, everything kind of comes together and you can see that there. So I used Best Birthday Wishes for the front, and then for the inside, oh, this is a beautiful stamp set. I can't wait to play with this bundle. I grabbed Wishing You a Beautiful Birthday. This is a gorgeous stamp set. So many other things you could use it with. All right, let's make a card. So, oh, and I used some bling on it. I used a carryover bling called Adhesive Back Sequins Trio. So I started with Pretty Peacock as my card base, because I wanted a darker color to kind of ground all this. And then I went with Crumb Cake. Now, you're going to look at this and say, Joey, there's not a single piece of crumb cake in there. You're right. But crumb cake plays well with everyone. And again, it just kind of helps you. If you just lay this on here, you're like, yeah. But when you lay this, it lets each of these kind of stand on their own. So I'm going to attach this, and I'm just going to use a little bit of glue because we're going to emboss. Oh, look at that. You get distracted by the other side of the paper, like, oh, that's pretty too. Just a little bit, because we're going to emboss, and you don't want too much because you get pressure when you're running your stuff through an embossing machine, and all the glue is going to squirt out and glue your embossing folder shut. It's not a good thing. So then we will put that right here. And that's lovely. It's very pretty, but I like to add some texture. It's such an easy thing to do. Let me show you how easy. And of course, it gives me a chance to play with new embossing folders. This is part of the Country Wood Suite, which I will have a video up later on that. And it's the eyelet. It's going to use plates 1 and 4. I'm using the Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine, and it will both emboss and cut. So if you're someone new to using an embossing folder, a couple tips. Stampin' Up graciously provides a line for me, and that's where I line up my paper. We don't want to push it all the way to the top because there'll be a gap that doesn't get embossed. I'm going to make sure the Stampin' Up logo is on top, and then it's getting embossed the way it was meant to be, meaning what's pushing forward and to the back. And then fold first always. I'm going to move my paper out of the way because the machine does better if it can grip my tabletop. Now, I don't usually do this sideways, but so you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to operate the machine sideways. Plates 1 and 4. This is plate 1. I'm going to lay that on there. And then plate 4. Always, always when you're using a cut and emboss machine or any kind of die cutting machine, you want something on top. So there's always a plate on top. That protects what you're working with, your embossing folder or your die, and it protects your machine. And then I'm just going to roll it through. There we go. That's all there is to it. But we've now gone from 2 pieces of paper glued together, which look nice, to 2 pieces of paper that have some texture and add an extra level of interest. I know that it's not always easy to see, so I'm just kind of bringing it closer. Yeah, you don't have a shot of seeing it, but trust me, it feels good, and when you're looking at it, you can see the texture. Okay, so we have that. When you have something with this much texture, a tape runner kind of just floats on the top and doesn't always adhere as well. So this is where I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue. It's a liquid glue. It's going to get into all those crevices. It's really strong. So when I have an embossed piece, I tend to go with this glue. And that's going on the front of our card base. And I'm going to line this up by getting my card base straight first and then attaching this. And right now it's kind of a okay card. Like, yeah, this would get lost in your basket of cards, but let's change that. So we have best birthday wishes, and all we had to do was stamp it on here, and it took the ink beautifully. Easy, easy. So I'm going to pop that up because I want that to be the center of attention. So I have dimensionals. If you haven't used dimensionals before, think of foam that are sticky on both sides. And we're just going to put these kind of around the outside. And now we've gone through all those, so we're going to clip the outside. Because what you don't want to ever do is throw away this outside piece. That's kind of gold. There's still real estate you can use there. Okay. Then let's take the backings off. The backings are really staticky, so they stick to lots of things. They travel upstairs with me. If you have pets, they can land on your pets. So my friend taught me just to have a container at my workspace that the backings go right in. It's a way of containing them so they don't wander all over your house. There we go. So we have that. Now we're going to attach this to the front, making sure that we're going the correct orientation, of course. So birthday is going up down there, not sideways or upside down. Then we're going to just add a little more touch of bling. First, let's grab the Wink of Stella. If you're not familiar with Wink of Stella, it's like a glitter pen. And I'm going to shake it because I haven't used it yet today. And it's not something you like brush everything on. It's something you pick some things that you want to do. Less is more with it. If I colored everything, then you wouldn't really notice it because everything would be glittery. So I'm going to go with the darker color leaves that are the same color as my card base. And I'm just adding a touch of glitter to them. And this pen has seen its better days. So we're going to grab another one. I have a lot of Wink of Stella pens, and you can, like, I can't hear. Oh, there we go. I don't hear anything shaking in there. That's not a good sign. Oh, that's better. This is not something that's going to show up a lot on video. I know that, but when you use it in person or people use it in class, it's just really fun. It just adds a touch of glimmer, and you can honestly, you probably can't see it, but it does shimmer and shine. And I just picked something to focus, and I grabbed the color that's the same as the card base. And if you're thinking, well, that's good, but a little bit more would be even better, you have a couple options. One, you can push some more into the barrel, and you want to do it on scrap paper, though. Oh, you know what? This can become scrap paper. We're going to push here, and I'm doing it over scrap paper because, see, it will come out. But then, if I want more, like I feel like I'm not getting enough, like you're all about the glimmer, you can put a heavier coat on this way. Oops, not on that color. Notice that I'm not being like super careful. I'm just adding like a little bit of shimmer on the leaves. And this is a much heavier coat. You can decide what look you like. See how quick and easy that, oh, this one didn't get it. There. And I'm just Just waiting for the camera to catch up with me. No, I know you can't see it, but really, that one is really like shining. Okay, so we have stamped the inside and we have this great card on the front. We're not just going to put a basic white with a little bit of print on there. Let's bring some of the front of the card in. So I have a strip of the same paper that I have on the front of the card. I'm going to put a very fine line of glue along the top of here. Now, this is a paper scrap that's longer than the card because that provides me handles. My hands sometimes do not want to do what I want them to do, and so I have to give them a little help. There, I have to make it a little easier for them. So that's going to go there. I'm going to give that multi-purpose glue a second to set up, and then I'll trim. And while we're doing that, let's take care of the envelope. Because again, we are not sending this beautiful card in a naked envelope. I'm taking the envelope flap and I'm folding it back. And then just on the envelope flap, I'm going to add glue. And we're going to go all the way around. And that's going to go right there. Let's do some trimming. I'll use my card as my guide, and I will trim that up. And I did use multi-purpose glue because that had so much texture, but this is flat paper going on flat paper, so your tape runner is a quick and easy way to do that. See what that just touch of paper at the top does? It just kind of finishes it, your card. Yeah. And then maybe we're not done with bling. Let's grab, like I said, I have the adhesive backed sequins trio. And I think I'm grabbing the Pretty Peacock color. Oh, they're kind of stuck together on me. And I think I'll use the smaller ones. Let's not overpower the card. And we're going to do an odd number 3 in a roughly triangular shape. So roughly triangular means there's one by itself and 2 closer together. That makes a triangle. Now I'm sure there's a different definition for triangle out there among the mathematicians. I'm not one of those people. There we go. Really, how quick and easy was that card? And it looks great. All we have left to do is trim our envelope flap, and we have a birthday card ready to go in the mail tomorrow. So don't overlook this pack in the catalog. I think it can do a lot for you. So many ways to use it. There we go. And that was product from Frames and Flowers on page 29. Thanks for watching my video. I do appreciate it more than you know. If you have questions, leave a comment or reach out to me. And until next time, take care and keep crafting. It's good for you.